ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaय te namaha. Yesterday we saw Sri Ramakrishna insisting on solitude now and then, whenever it is possible, even if it be for a single day. Go, call on God, weep for God in silence. That alone will help you to evolve and transcend all the limitations of nature and go beyond. We see Sri Ramakrishna, how he spent his own life, especially during the early period of his sadhana, where in a temple, as a priest, balancing between the external duties of his life and entering into nights, he would retire to an unknown place in the dark forests amidst the precincts of the temple, and spend whole night calling on God. Early morning he comes back to open the shrine and do the worship. So nights he used to practice oneness with the divine, and daytimes he would sing and would do the worship. Now and then weep, shed tears, take God as the personal, in his personal aspect, love as mother. Nights is exclusively Advaitic awareness of oneness with God. So, like this, you see him wherever he was there, till he wept for the devotees to come and occupy. Till then, he was almost in a kind of solitary awareness, irrespective of people. Amidst people, he is unaware of the people being there. Jani Vijana. Amidst people, he is alone, calling on God. He is moving. When he goes out once, when he comes back, he says, I saw thousands of people moving about here and there. I saw all are Nimna Drishti. Their mind is on world. I saw one or two amidst them who is Urdhva Drishti, who is think of the divine and walking. I saw when we are aware of divine, when our awareness is filled with divine, and we don't have our personal awareness to protect ourselves, God is there to protect. One day I was traveling in Bangalore. I was in a car. I am going. I saw a woman driving a scooter. She is filled with divine awareness. She is going amidst the rush in a two-wheeler. Whole her personality is filled with aura, like a magnetic field around the current flowing. She is filled with the divine awareness, and like the Vajra Kavacha, the name of God that is going on. Wherever you see a flow, there is a field around. And that field she is having, and she is driving and going. She is unaware where she is driving and going, what is she is doing, but she is fully protected by the divine. When in divine awareness, we are not able to take care of ourselves, it is God's responsibility to fully take care of that. Similarly, we see our awarenesses and our life governs the life of others at home. Now children are there, the child is going to school, and I spend my time here in front of television, seeing television and wasting my time. The child is under its own karmic load. What is its karma, sukha, dukkha? Maybe that it must meet with an accident or anything. It is in its way, nature is taking its course. But if I spend that time in front of God, thinking of God, divine, to take care of that child is God's responsibility. Because I am devoting my time to God, and it is His responsibility to see that I am not affected. If child meets with an accident, I have to suffer. I have to pay for that. All my attention, this, that, how much of problem I have to face. The God has to take care because I am thinking of Him. The God has to take care of that child. Child's safety is sitting at home. If I don't, how much involvement. When I was in the banks of Narmada in Tapasya, I was there in one place called Godaria. It was an ashrama they had built, husband and wife, quite young, 2 daughters, they are studying elsewhere, far off. And one son, he had joined one ashrama. These people used to come to the ashrama, light the lamp, do simple worship, go home and take tiffin, only 2 of them, and spend whole afternoon in studies of scriptures, Upanishads. They are Hindi speaking, yet like South Indians reading Upanishads and all, they used to sit and study. They were devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. And I stayed in that ashrama and saw their life. I used to see, they have about 20 acres of land, 2 servants they have kept. They will look after everything, nothing to worry. And these people are doing, I was wonderstruck. I said, what is this afternoon, you are not taking a little rest? They said, if I spend little time, waste my time or spend in enjoyment, my children there in school will get spoiled. How much interrelated, you see. How long our responsibility will remain that my life is going to influence the children's life, because children's life is affecting my life in return. So it is so subtle. Once children are coming up, I have to do all kinds of sacrifice for the welfare of them and my own evolution. My evolution rests in their welfare, and their welfare is what is going to affect my life in return. So in every field, I have to see that I am divinizing everything, and everything I am able to see in the background of divine. Something is happening, unwanted things are happening, shocks of life are very difficult to bear. And unless you see in divine background, you won't be able to solve it. Because the moment I see something happening against me, or something happening which I don't like or don't want to happen, then I react to it in such a way, or revolt or react to it according to my vasanas, my tendencies I have acquired, ragadvesha I have acquired, attachments and aversion. According to that I react. But when I see it in a divine background, I see the reality. I bring nature into picture. I bring God, drag God into picture for help to solve that problem. Otherwise, I fight out myself according to my views and tendencies. reality is something else. So, in everything, every moment, you must be aware of the divine, what is happening, what is the will of God. Unless I dissolve my individual will in will of God, there won't be evolution. I keep my will always separate from the divine will. Guru Nanak says, merge your will in divine will. You will reach the perfection. And Sai Baba, Shirdi Sai Baba, he says, be a child, all your problems will be solved. बच्चे हो जाओ, बच जाओगे, बच जाओगे. So, be like a child, all your problems will be solved. And merge your will in the divine will. That to accept divine will is rather difficult. Our individual will is there, always dominating. When we are divinizing ourselves, filled with divine awarenesses, then only it is possible slowly to merge. I understand what God expects, what is He doing, what for He is doing. I am able to understand when I am in tune with God, I am in tune with nature. Then I will be able to understand the implication, why God is giving this suffering. Later on we see, oh, these were essential for me. Though it is a suffering, though it is an insult, it was essential for me for my evolution. A sculptor, how much of beatings he used for a stone to carve it into a beautiful image of God. It gets lot of shocks and breakings. Then finally, it will get that shape of the divine. So, the more suffering we undergo, there is a purpose. It is a process of purification. We are like raw ore. The ore is to be crushed and then smelted. The molten, this metal separates from that ore and flows out. Then we give a beautiful shape. The whole process of purification, we are passing through the process of purification knowingly or unknowingly, passing through all the strains of life. The life is inevitable, all happenings are inevitable. It has to happen like that. There is no other way. Because forces are like that. This universe is bound by the law of karma, law of cause and effect. Karma is an extension of that law of cause and effect. Behind every state of existence, there is a cause behind. The sofa is like this, there is a cause behind. Everything, cause and effect, cause and effect. So, in this field, nothing is avoidable. But if we understand why of it, how of it, I can make it faster. They become something like catalyst, apart from reactions, to elevate me further. With the same experience, I can get elevated more, go closer to the divine, if I understand the purpose for which the Lord is doing all this. Then we will evolve. So, the Sri Ramakrishna is telling about the solitude, to enter into solitude, even for a day, even for a small period. Yesterday I told how my elders used to tell, if you get few minutes time, go and sit in a corner and call on God. Just to do few japas and offer it to God. That alone is going to, all others, whatever you do in world, even a talk is karmendriya. You are doing action. Karma is there, karma phala is there. So, Beyond karma and karma phala is the spiritual practices. And we have wound unwinding. Both are actions, but one is unwinding. The spiritual practices that we do is unwinding. I will read out the passage again. But people shed a whole jug full of tears for wife and children, but who cries for Lord? Now and then one must go into solitude and practice spiritual discipline to realize God. Living in the world and entangled in many of its duties, the aspirant during the first stage of spiritual life finds many obstacles in the path of concentration. We won't be able to peacefully sit and concentrate because of the duties and responsibilities, especially in the householder's life. It's very seriously affects. In monastic life, though there is responsibility and duties, the sadhanas overpower our duties and responsibilities. Their duties and responsibilities overpower the small amount of spiritual practices that we do in householder's life. So many things come in the obstruction. While the trees on the footpath are young, they must be fenced around, otherwise they will be destroyed by cattle. Entering into solitude and calling on God is the fencing that you apply. The fence is necessary when the tree is young, but can be taken away when the trunk is thick and strong. Then the tree won't be hurt even if an elephant is tied to it. The disease of worldliness is like typhoid, and there are huge jug of water and a pair of savory pickles in the typhoid patient's room. If you want to cure him of his illness, you must remove him from that room. The worldly man is like typhoid patient. The various objects of enjoyment are huge jug of water, and the craving for enjoyment is his thirst. The very thought of pickle makes the mouth water. You don't have to bring them near and is surrounded with them. Companionship of woman is pickles, hence the treatment in solitude is necessary. The objects of enjoyments amidst which we live, if it is not only the objects of enjoyment, everything we have labeled and are objects of raga dvesha, attachments and aversion. Enjoyment is one part of life independent of the raga dvesha that I have towards the world. Every object I am trying to see, every object, whatever is there, objects, I see with likes and dislikes. These likes and dislikes, it is not that 24 hours that I am going to run for enjoyments. But all the rest of time, I am in the raga dvesha. I have acquired some tendencies which I am going to express with every object. I cannot peacefully sit. Receiving, somebody is there, I cannot peacefully sit unless I have divinized my whole being. I will always, likes and dislikes go on. Somebody is singing somewhere, somebody is shouting, somebody's car is going with some song. I like or dislike. I have something to comment. Something is going on, I have something to comment. How the things are keeping me engaged and drawing my attention and binding me with expressions. This also has to end. In solitude, I turn the torch that is on the world to myself and analyze myself. Self-analysis, self-introspection self-evaluation takes place in solitude. In solitude, I try to, whole life and lives after lives, I have been seeing the world outside alone, judging everyone. The time has never come to turn the torch to myself and judge myself. So now in solitude what we do is avoid all external things and external relationships and turn myself inward. This inward turning is most important part. It is something rare happening in the course of the Jiva's journey. It is after this that we meet our Gurus. The inner transformation takes place and ready for a serious conversion. I have to undergo some kind of conversion like Buddha underwent. He had never experienced any suffering in his life, yet the suffering of others woke him up and drew him. It's an inner drive, it's an inner urge to solve the problem of human existence. Why there is suffering? Can we overcome and grow beyond the suffering? Finally he comes out. Years he runs here, there, this place, this sadhu, that sadhu. Nothing gives the fruit. Final decision under the Bodhi tree. Let my body fall off here itself. Dry up. Unless I attain the enlightenment, I will not get up. Ihasane shushyatu me shariram. Aprapya bodham bahukalpa durlabham. Which kalpas after kalpas, not yuga. If you spend hours, you may not get that enlightenment. Till that enlightenment I won't get. My body shall not shake from this asana. With that determination he sits. But Ramakrishna has made the path very easy and so simple, attending to all the duties of life, living with all people, keeping the mind on God. You can transcend everything. There is no need to enter eternally into solitude. Now and then you may have to do a few years, once in a week, once in a month, for an hour or two in solitude, to awaken the sincerity in spiritual life. Once you start moving in the spiritual path, independent of all external situations and state of mind, then you are free. It will carry forward and forward. So Sri Ramakrishna has made it so simple, attend to the duties of life as an offering to the divine. Tell God, you have placed me in this place and given me these duties to look after the family, to bring up these children. All that you have given me, I am doing sincerely. It's a worship unto you. I am offering this to you. So simple. And then, with sincere heart, call on Him. Give me your vision. Give me your appearance. I am there seeking it day and night for you. So life pledged to that. He says 75% of the mind you can keep on God. With 25% you can do the duties of your life as an offering to the divine. 25% of the mind is sufficient to do all the activities of life. If you analyze yourself and see how much of time you are spending for God or spiritual practice, you see very little. Maybe few minutes in a day. But whole time we are spending in this world. So, and how much of mind we are giving in sadhana also. When I am doing japa, how much of mind I am giving and how much of mind is outside, even while doing spiritual practices. So to keep 25% on the world and attend to all duties and 75% to keep on God, it becomes extremely difficult, though it is not impossible. A little attention and devotion, dedication will make it possible. It is not impossible, but a little efforts have to be made to achieve that. Begin with 1% of mind to keep on God. I will not forget God. 1%. Extend it slowly. As time passes, you will see more and more rest. Mind can rest in God, and at the same time you are able to do all the duties of life. One may enter the world after attaining discrimination and dispassion. In the ocean of the world, there are 6 alligators, lust, anger, and so forth. But you need not fear the alligators if you smear your body with turmeric before you go into water. Discrimination and dispassion are the turmeric. Discrimination is the knowledge of what is real and unreal. We saw the discrimination, 2 types of discriminations. One is Nitya Vastu Viveka, other is Atma Anatma. What is Atma and Anatma? It is the realization of God alone that is real and eternal substance, and that all else is unreal, transitory, and impermanent. And you must cultivate intense zeal for God. You must feel love for Him and be attracted to Him. The gopis of Vrindavan felt the attraction of Krishna. Let me sing a song for you. Now, whole thing is the enemies, alligators, what Sri Ramakrishna is telling, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Arishad Varga, these are within and hiding. They are not outside. I cannot view also, I cannot know. It catches hold, it possesses my mind. Mind is the most important part which governs all senses. Senses are governed by mind, and mind has a hold on these senses and gets things done. And senses do not have any attraction by itself. None of the senses have attraction for the sense objects. They are there to perceive. Only they perceive. I see. But mind grasps. Mind is under the sway of vasanas. The moment it sees, the mind wants to possess. The eyes goes on giving the information alone. The object is there, object is there. And the craving comes from within the mind. It grasps, and this mind is the culprit which is going to give us lot of problem in our life. So here the discrimination is of 2 types, Nitya Vastu Viveka. Oh, what is eternal? Oh, this is passing event of life. Be very clear and specific. Oh, this also will pass away, this pass away, this phase also pass away. Our childhood has gone forever. Every day, yesterday has gone away, never to be seen again. Today also will go away. Chinna chinna kara garigo kala taise jata achare. Moment by moment, the time has gone away. So is going towards today also. Nitya, Anitya. What is Nitya? You try to hold on. What is Anitya? Leave it to flow. Let it flow. You hold on. And then attend to your duties of life. Your duties of life belong to the Anitya, but they are inevitable because you are living. Life is there and it demands. So hold on it becomes essential. So we see slowly we have to emerge from ourselves, from our old rut, and come out into new world of new awareness, divine awareness. Don't go on fighting this world with this world. This world is fighting with this world is shadow fighting. Shadow will never get tired, but you will get tired. It is not there. It is passing, passing, passing. What to hold, what to leave. What we have to hold is unchanging, eternal reality. Cross over this samsara sagara, which is transmigratory, and attain the eternal, unchanging reality. Om Niranjanam Nityamanantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dritavigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidhyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha.